chemistry. Atoms. Atoms has protons, electrons and neutrons. Protons are positively charged and looks big. Electrons are negatively charged and look small. In protons and electrons, they looks big and look small, meaning that when we show them on a picture, protons are usually shown big and electrons are usually shown small. Neutrons are not positively charged nor negatively. They are zero charge, meaning that their charge is zero. This is not positive nor negative. So protons are shown big, electrons are shown small, neutrons have no sign in between them. They can have any size. These are the things which are found in atoms. The number of protons. The number of protons and electrons are same. Like this is an atom is always shown like this. There is a circle in the middle and two on the first row and 8 on the second, and there are even more, which we will later see. So there are always 10 protons. There are not always 10 protons, but the number of protons and electrons are always same. In the picture, there are 2 electrons on the first row and 8 on the second row. This will be written like 2, 8, where the 2 is the number of electrons on the first row and 8 represents the electrons on the second row. But can we write like 5, 5? No, because every row has a rule which follows the formula 2n square. So in first row n is equal to 1, and in the second row n is equal to 2, and in the third row n is equal to 3, and this goes on. So let's put 1 when in first row. In first there will be 2 into 1 square, which is equal to 2 into 1, which is equal to 2. So in the first row can only have 2 electrons in maximum. Is it 2, 8, 10? So we have a graph which looks like this. Is it 2, 8, 10? Yes, it is, but this is wrong. No, there is another rule when arranging electrons. So the rule is that the outermost row should not have more than 8 electrons. So it will be 2, 8, 8, 2. Can it be 2, 8, 6, 4? No, the layer before the outermost layer should be 8. If the outermost layer is less than 8, we can only follow this rule when the outermost layer is 8. So the outermost layer is this last one. Can it so there should be 8 elements always in here when following this rule. We saw 3 rules. During distribution, the number of electrons should be following the limits of each row, meaning that we have saw that in the first row only 2 electrons can fit, and in the second row only 8 electrons could fit. So this rule should be following the limits. The outermost layer should not contain more than 8 electrons. So if there is an outermost layer, it should not contain 8 electrons. If we are doing the second rule, meaning that this rule and the layer before the outermost layer should contain 8 electrons and the remaining will go to the outermost layer, meaning that if we have two layers and this is the outermost and this is the layer before, then there should be 8 and then the remaining. The number of electrons on the outermost layer is called valence, and the number of protons and neutrons on the center is called nucleus. So this part is the nucleus. Nucleus is usually looks like this when representing on a photo, just not for explaining. It looks something like this. It has some protons and neutrons. So there are some neutrons and